And I'm here because this is the first time in over 25 years that I actually felt like celebrating Christmas.
Wow.
I put up Christmas tree, Christmas lights. My kids don't know what to do. They said, go mom. All right. I had a bite from a tick and developed Lyme disease. I went to the doctor and they said, we don't have that problem here. 18 years. I had my thyroid levels going down, dropping. I had cholesterol problems. I started doing all sorts of things. It took me 18 years to find a doctor that my primary care doctor, and this is a primary care doctor after jumping from doctor to doctor to doctor to find somebody, who said, oh, he's a whack. And I said, you don't ever say that to me about this doctor, because he helped me. Then, once I started getting that under control this year, I said, now I start needing to worry about this other thing called diabetes that I developed. And they said, the Lyme doctor said, we don't know if the thyroid issue is having it, because I developed Hashimoto's thyroidosis. So I have Hashimoto's disease. Don't know if it was triggered by Lyme or whatever. But you remember that chart, that pyramid chart, that whole bottom row? Dr. Wanda is talking about me. Okay? That was me. I have autoimmune, I have thyroid disease, I was filled with inflammation, I had it all. So I'm working my way to get out of the Lyme and Babesia, which is a co-infection of Lyme. And I saw an advertisement in a medical paper, Dr. Wander, and I said, I got to do something about it. And eventually I did. Took me a couple of months. In July, I came to the dinner. End of July, I went to Dr. Wander and he talked to me. He accepted me because I told him that I had a reason that I wanted to get healthy, and I had told him about my Lyme, and believe me, I did a lot of research about my Lyme. I knew it. I had told my doctor, I said, I have adrenal fatigue. He says, no, you don't. He did a little test. He says, oh, you're fine. Dr. Wanda did the test, and I'm at the quadrant near 0. Okay? That's where I was. So I came in with an A1C of 8.1. I am now at 6.4. I came in with a total cholesterol of 156, and it was as high as 246 a few years back. It is now down to 131. My triglycerides had been all the way up to 252 at a time. They're now down to 102. My inflammation is gone. That's why I can celebrate Christmas. I still have Hashimoto's, but it's getting better. All of my reactions and stuff to that are getting better. I am living a life that I want. My babies, and they are my babies because I've been with them from the day they were born. These kids will see their grandmother, and I plan on being there 20 years from now when the 4-year-old, okay, we're going to be traveling because they like to go with Emmy. We're going to go. The 22-month-old, I'm going. My kids, they're going to be at home in bed sick. They stay sick all the time. And I keep talking. And I said, this is because you all don't have to do what I did. What did I have to do? I had to go, when they were in high school, I had to go from here to Mississippi to take care of aunts. I had an aunt who had diabetes. She lived, she thought she was a nurse. She thought she was going to die in the middle of the night. Well, she had a stroke, and she lived 20 years afterwards. Wasn't living. She was existing. She was miserable. But that's what she did. I didn't want to be like that. So I took care of 2 aunts, a grandmother. My grandmother, bless her heart, lived to 106, had no problem. She willed herself to die. She lived with 1 kidney. Healthy as a horse. Her kids, not so much. When she died, she had 1 daughter living. Everybody else had passed from cancer. I have an aunt on my mother's side right now who has Alzheimer's. She was healthy as a horse. Finn, that side of the family, Finn. Me, I'm wearing my pants that were tight on me in July. Okay, these are the pants that were tight on me in July. I came down from about 190 and I'm 163 and a half. I don't exercise. Okay. In fact, when I came to Dr. Wander one day and I was telling him about my glucose, I was showing him my glucose numbers. And I said, well, you know, I noticed that in the morning they're high. And I said, well, I said, I want you to understand, in the mornings I get up and I go do stuff before I go downstairs to eat. I said, so I'm busy running around and doing things. And he says, well, that may mean that you're not ready to exercise. And I said, well, that's good because I'm not exercising. I'm just doing the normal day-to-day things that I needed to do that I had not been able to do. And I understand a lot of you are sitting there, and you probably weren't as sick as I was, but I know that feeling of my house needs to be clean. I just can't do it. I need to do this. I just can't do it. I want to cook for my family. I want to be able to have my family over. I don't want to do it. And I'm getting back to where I used to do those things. And I'm getting back to that. Just had these 2 adorable boys over at my house this weekend. I slept yesterday. But this is what my motivation is. So I'm just here to say, if you are motivated, and it's truly what it is, the lifestyle change, and it is a lifestyle change. I tell everybody, I'm not on a diet. I've changed the way I live. It's not difficult. I'm not missing anything. Well, 1 or 2 things I told Dr. Wanda about. When I go to Mississippi, I went down for Thanksgiving. At my Thanksgiving dinner, I had fried catfish. Okay? He doesn't say you have to give up everything all the time. He says, you know what you need to do. For me, I could do that one time and have it because I'm not going to have it anymore. I'm going to follow my plan for eating, for being healthy, because I have my motivation. So whatever you do, if you really say, I want to be on this plan, get your motivation, keep it with you. Whatever it is, if it's write it on a piece of paper. I carry this on my keychain. So I just want to let you know that it is possible, because everything that Dr. Wander has said is true. The doctors told me, stop eating sweets, exercise, and, you know, take the Metformin. 6 weeks after the Metformin, I had the Januvia. And I'm an educated consumer of medicine. I read the stuff and I said, I'm not taking this. I didn't take my medicines from the time Dr. Wander says he doesn't put you off. I had put myself off of the medicines and stuff. Only when I was having problems sleeping did I take my hydrocodone. I was on statins, everything. I went back to my doctor in October. I had dropped my blood work off. He sat down when I came in October, and he says, you know, I was looking at the blood work and I said, I got the wrong blood work. This is not her. He says, I looked back, that was your name. I looked down and I said, this is wrong. And he says, whatever you're doing with him, keep doing it. And I said, don't worry, I will. Because In my mind, what I was saying is, because you didn't do it. You told me the same old crap everybody else tells me. You gotta stop eating sugar. Well, I wasn't eating sugar. It wasn't like I was sitting there eating cakes and pies and ice cream. I was eating what I consider to be a healthy diet. No fried foods, nothing like that. And it wasn't working. So I like to take the opportunity to do the testimonials because I believe vehemently that we have to be responsible for our health. And if we weren't responsible for our health, then we end up wherever we end up. And that's right. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your help. So, what must we do to find out?